The Brig. Title of this episode is The Brig. A brig is a jail in a ship. It's known as the brig. So part of this episode, in fact, a big part of it takes place in the brig, in the ship, the Black Rock. I want to talk to you about Dante Alighieri. He was an Italian poet, lived from 1265 to 1321. He wrote poetry, prose. He was a philosopher and a thinker. He is best known for his monumental epic poem, The Divine Comedy. And it's laid out in three parts: the Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, which is hell, purgatory, and paradise or heaven. It's considered the greatest literary work composed in the Italian language and is a masterpiece of world literature. It was a breakthrough poem in the 13th century, or breakthrough literature. It actually made Italian a viable language because it was all written in Italian. And our outside reading will come from the Inferno. Dante's engagement with philosophy cannot be studied apart from his vocation as a writer, in which he sought to raise the level of public discourse by educating his countrymen and inspiring them to pursue happiness in the contemplative life. He was one of the most learned Italian laymen of his day, intimately familiar with Aristotelian logic and natural philosophy. Theology, he had a special affinity for the thought of Albert the Great and Thomas Aquinas, and classical literature. His writings reflect this in its mingling of philosophical and theological language, invoking Aristotle and the Neoplatonists, side by side with the poet of the Psalms. Like Aquinas, Dante wished to summon his audience to the practice of philosophical wisdom, though by means of truths embedded in his poetry, rather than mysteriously embodied in Scripture. Dante's poem is actually very catechesical. It's a catechesis, in fact, of the Bible and of Christian religion as a whole. Catechesis is a teaching, so there's a lot of teaching going on in the Inferno and Purgatory and Paradise. So I'm anxious to hear what you think of the Inferno. Also, something kind of interesting is you'll notice that James Ford goes by Sawyer. He's Sawyer, and we learned that reason he takes Sawyer as an alias is because that was the name of the con man that conned his parents and led to their demise. You'll also notice that Anthony Cooper was that con man, and his name is Sawyer. Both these names were taken off from a famous character by Mark Twain, Tom Sawyer. He was a friend of Huckleberry Finn, and he performed one of the most famous cons in American literature. He was punished. He had to whitewash the fence, paint the fence white. And while he was painting it, his friends came by, and he conned them all into doing his work for him. And not only that, they paid him to do it. Now, do you see any cons going on in this episode? See you on the island.